Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to talk to you about a special little project I have. I want to first explain how you make a tiny junk journal. It's very simple. Most of you have made junk journals before. How I've made this one, or these, I should say, what's in them. And then I want to kind of explain why you might want to do art in a little junk journal like this one. First off, I have started with multiple kinds of paper. This silly cover, which doesn't want to lay flat, but that's okay. The cover in this particular one is a piece of wallpaper. Nice kind of vinyl-y wallpaper. Why? Because that kind of paper will protect the outside a little bit, but we can paint on it later. Then I have put in many kinds of paper here. This is a heavy, it's not copy paper, it's a heavier weight, has a smooth finish. This is a very thin, almost deli paper like paper with some hand painted colors on it. This is copy paper and it's got a jelly plate print. This is a giant tea bag. Some map that's been painted. Some more very lightweight paper. This came out of a, it's not a dictionary, but it's close to a dictionary. Another piece of copy paper that's painted. A heavy, nice book page that's not painted on one side, but painted on the other side. And an actual dictionary page, but this is a child's dictionary, so it's heavier paper. Now, what I have done is I have made different sizes, different textures. I have lined them up like that. I have set them into the cover. And then I took my sewing machine and stitched down there. Now, you could put an elastic band around there. You could tie it with a string. You could do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which we have done before. I just happened to take my sewing machine and I sewed right down the middle. Okay? Now, why would you want to do art in a journal like this? First, it's small. Well, the size of it means that you can accomplish a page in a short amount of time, so that doing art every day might become easier because you're not trying to do this great big spread. You're doing something small. I love to do small collages, that kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons that I chose a tiny journal. There's another reason down the road, and I will explain that in a minute. The other thing about working in a junk journal, something like this, is that you have different weights of paper, different types of substrate. Hopefully, these things will give you an idea or a jumping off point or something that sparks some little piece of creativity that's different than working on a plain white page all the time. Why did I paint some of these papers and not others? There again, to have little bits of background that's already done for you to try to give an idea of where the page might go. Now, that doesn't mean that I might not cover the whole thing up with gesso or one color of paint or something like that. But likely as not, I won't. Likely I would start with this and go from there. So the different substrates in a junk journal are something that I think is interesting to try to work with. So that is the why I made the journal small and with different papers. Now, okay, I had to have notes for myself, just so you know, because there was a lot of parts about this. My plan for using this little junk journal is that in my Sunday live streams, starting in January of 2020, I am going to pick a different substrate each Sunday and create an art journal page on it. Like I said, having it be small will mean that I can accomplish it in my live stream, in a portion of my live stream. I don't want to take my whole live stream up with it, but that by having the different substrates, I hope to be working on one different piece each Sunday in 2020, starting in January. Like I said, I had to write myself notes. Okay, now to the little bit of surprise and another reason I made them small. I want to say thank you to all my loyal subscribers. And I say all, but there is a point where I will have to stop because, you know, I can't do 5,000 of these. But I am going to attempt to everyone who asks me for one to send you one of these little journals. I have gotten quite a few made already. I'm working on a second batch. I hope to have them out and so that people can have them by January 1st. I can't remember what date my first live stream is in January, but that is the plan, is to have them out in time. How would you get one? Okay. And there is a email in the description box down below. And you need to send me an email, not comment here, not send me a Facebook message. Please send it in an email, because if I do run out, I should have about 40 or so made by the time this video airs. If I do run out, I need to take first come, first serve. That's just the way it's going to be. I will have already hopefully shipped some of them to people I know whose address I have already, who spend time with my channel all the time. But please do send me an email. Okay, what do I want? Okay, what I'd like is for you to use this in your way, in your style, and have fun with it. But I also thought that, seeing how I'm going to work on one page in my live streams, that those of you who like to play along in live streams and or afterwards play along with the video later, which is fine with me, might take that same substrate. Say if I'm working on the tea bag, take that same substrate and do a page on it. I would hope that you would do it in your style. Let me see here. The other thing I would really, really like is that if you do work in this book, that you show it off in my Facebook group, our Facebook group, because really and truly it's not mine, it's ours. There's a link to the Facebook group down below. It's called This, That, and Chat, Journals, Mixed Media, and More. And if you don't belong already, I would sure like you to join and come and play with us and show off your artwork. If you don't want to do that and you want to use this to make lists in, go right ahead. This is going to be something to say thank you to my subscribers. I could have done a big package and all kinds of, you know, stuff, and I may do that down the road. But guys, I never expected to have almost 2,500 people in on my channel. I'm hoping that it can continue. I am having so much fun with it. This channel is about fun and enjoyment for me, and doing art and connecting with all of you. So, oh, international. I am going to try to send these internationally, but it really and truly depends on the postage, because frankly the postage is going to get to be a considerable amount as it is just in the US. So postage to different countries, if it gets exorbitant, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't justify it. But I do believe that Canada and Australia, I should be able to afford those. I don't know some of the other countries. I shipped something to Greece once and I thought I was gonna die of a heart attack. So it all depends. Luckily this can go as a letter. I specifically kept it tiny and small so that it can go as a letter. Okay guys, that's my plan, is to work on one page per week in my live streams. These do have some of my painting papers in them. They're not all the same. They're not all the same colors. They're all different. There's lots of different papers in there that I have collected over time. And I hope you're interested in playing along. I hope that even if you don't want to play along, that you'll let me know you want one of these. And I'm going to read you a quote from my 1001 Ways to Creativity book, and hope I covered everything in my long, involved discussion here. You need to feel truly at home with creativity in order to produce great works. And we all know that home is where the heart is. Okay guys, go have fun, go make some art. Make sure to send me an email. Bye-bye.